Hi guys. So this used to be my daily anthem. I wish today was Saturday. Why do I have to wake up? I just close my eyes and it's already morning. The day just began and I am exhausted. 5 minutes, please. This really was my daily mantra till I discovered how Elrod's The Miracle Morning. This one book gave me the blueprints to redesign my mornings and completely transform my days. In this video, I'll be sharing with you the principles from the book and how they work, how I have applied the 6 S.A.V.E.R.S to my life, how this book has transformed my mindset and my success. And I'll also give you practical tips that you can use to create your own miracle morning. Let's dive right in. So one of the reasons why I love this book is because it really emphasizes the power we have in determining the outcome of our lives, and also how much of a responsibility we have to ourselves to live the best life yet. One of the first sayings from the book that really stuck with me is by Elrod himself. And the saying is, your entire life changes the day you decide you will no longer accept mediocrity for yourself. When you realize that today is the most important day of your life, like when you realize today is the best day of your life, the thing is you don't have control of yesterday. And you definitely don't have control of tomorrow. You only have today. So why not focus on today and make today the best day of your life? And how do you make today the best day of your life? I think we underestimate the power of our mornings. How you start the day affects how the rest of your day will go. And this book really emphasizes how important our mornings are. If you start the morning knowing, feeling, accepting, being gingered that today is going to be the best day of my life, I'm going to have the best time, really the day becomes that. But if you start the day the way I used to start my day, complaining, wishing it was Saturday when it's Monday, the week just started, or wishing that you could sleep again for hours and snoozing, then the rest of your day kind of is like a snooze. It's like you're just going through the day and you're not really taking the day head on. Your mornings have to really be with determination. What do I want to achieve today? What is my purpose? How am I going to feel today? When you start the morning feeling like that, getting ready like that, knowing that great things are going to happen, your day becomes what you expect it to be. Another saying is from Oprah. It says, the biggest adventure you can ever take is to live the life of your dreams. Living the life of your dreams is your responsibility. No one else can live the life of your dreams. You have to be willing to do that. And sometimes it seems like, how am I going to do this? We'll talk about that more when we are talking about the principles in the book. But as soon as you decide to say, no more mediocrity, I'm not accepting mediocrity anymore, I'm not accepting average anymore, I'm going for the best, you see and you notice that the best automatically gravitates towards you. And this is what Elrod's The Miracle Morning encompasses. In this book, Elrod talks about the level 10 scale. So let's imagine there's a scale from 1 to 10, and 10 is the highest. Ask anyone on a scale of 1 to 10, what kind of success do you want to have? No one is going to say 2. Replace success with health. No one is going to say 1. Replace health with a fulfilling life. No one is going to say 0. But for some reason, we settle for less than the best. As we are growing, we start settling for less than what we are capable of doing. I have a 2-year-old boy, and he thinks he can do anything in the world. Anything. He thinks he can fly from everywhere and that he can do anything. And I have been ingraining into him, you're the best. There's nothing you can do. You can do everything. And his 2-year-old brain already knows that he can do everything. When we come into the world, we are capable of doing everything. But as we are growing up, we start defining everything as less than everything. Why can't we have the best life in every sphere of our lives? Why can't we have great relationships, have healthy lives, have successful lives? What is stopping us? Ourselves? Our thoughts? What we think we are capable of? What really is stopping us? Because there's nothing we can't do when we put our minds to it. I'm Another point how Elrod talks about in this book is how you can choose a life where you get to call the shots and live on your own terms with freedom to do, be, and have everything you've ever wanted for your life. No excuses, no regrets, just an incredible, meaningful, and exciting life. That is the life I want to live. I want to live a full life. I want to live a life where every day at the end of the day, when I sit down in my couch and I'm relaxing, I'm like, oh my goodness, what a good life I have. How great every aspect of my life is going. And I know sometimes as we are saying this, some things can say, well, it's not possible. Or you can think, well, maybe this aspect of my life can be great, but not every part. Who said not every part? What makes us think not every part? I believe that every part of my life can be and will be the best. I am calling the shot, so I'm choosing that every aspect of my life is going to be the best. And because I believe in that, it's going to reflect in my life. Because success is something you attract by the person you are becoming. When you choose to create time to have the best life, sometimes it feels like there's no time. When am I going to make time for this? How am I going to make time for that? There's not enough hours in the day. There are enough hours in the day. There are people who are living on the same planet with us and they have the same 24 hours and it's enough. It's enough for them. They are living their life to the fullest and 24 hours is enough and they're probably doing way more than we are doing. They've made time for the important things. So as we start with the principles, one of the main things is you have to make time for them. I read this book in 2023 and I promise you, all these principles have worked well in my life. So without talking too much, let's start with the principles. In the book, how Elrod touches on a few points before he delves into the principles. So let's touch on those points. The first point he talks about is the rear view mirror syndrome. And what he means by that is we are always looking back on the things that happened in the past and using them as excuses for not taking steps in the present. So he talks about, for example, something happens and then you say, just my luck. This always happens. This is what always happens to me. It's like driving and always looking in the rearview mirror. When we do that, we stay in the spots that we have always been in and it stops us from moving forward. For me, one of the things that I find important, even when I'm driving, is of course look in the rearview mirror. But if you look in the rearview mirror for too long, you miss out on what is happening in front of you and that can cause an accident. And so just like in the driving analogy, when we focus on what is happening behind us, when we focus on what has happened in the past, and we don't focus on moving forward, we can lose a lot. So it's important to look forward. Another thing he talks about is the importance of your circle of influence, the people who surround you. As you make a choice after reading this book to make your mornings the best mornings possible, it's important to surround yourself with the right people. It's important to surround yourself with people who are going to be like your accountability partners, not people who will discourage you or make it seem as if you are doing something crazy or make it like, there's some people you tell them something and they make it into a joke. It's like they are your friends, but they are making it into a joke. I don't like those kind of friends. I don't like those kind of friends. And as a result of that, those people are not friends, actually. You need people who say, go for it. You can do it. Why not? Like, try it. If it doesn't work out, at least you tried. So it's important to surround yourself with people who will cheer you on and also people who will be your accountability partner on the journey of transforming your mornings into the best mornings possible. These are the things that he highlights in the book before he delves into the principles. So now that we are done with that, let's go into the principles. In order to make the principles easy to remember, how Elrod has made them into an acronym. And the acronym is S.A.V.E.R.S. S-A-V-E-R-S. S.A.V.E.R.S are the practices that guarantee that you save yourself from a life of unfulfilled potential. We'll take each alphabet and then we'll delve deep into them. So the first point is silence. How Elrod talks about the importance of silence. The first thing in the morning, the first practice that you should have in the morning is a sense of stillness, like quiet. And it doesn't have to be for an hour or 30 minutes. He advises that you just take a few minutes of your day, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 10 minutes, what is possible for you, what is feasible in your day. But it's important that the first few minutes of the day are quiet and calm, especially in this day and age where as soon as you wake up, there are emails, there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn, there's Facebook, there's WhatsApp. There's so many places you have to check and you can't check. And sometimes you don't have to, but you want to check. It's important for us to at least have a few minutes of silence. And I know everybody's life is different. I'm a mom, so I understand that there are days that it's not possible for me to have even those few minutes till my son goes to school. So create time that is good for you. Create time that is relaxing for you. Those first few minutes of the day, it's important for you to be silent. And in that silence, whatever you decide to do is your choice. For me, how I've applied this silence is in the mornings when I wake up, I take a few minutes and I come stand in front of my mirror and I look outside and I just breathe. I just breathe and I take in the scenery and I'm just grateful. I wake up with gratitude. I look outside and I look at the trees and I look at the sky and I say, what a beautiful life I have. Just for a few minutes. And other people meditate during that time. You can if that is what you want to do. I also use that time to pray and I thank God that I'm alive another day. I wake up and I'm grateful that I get to see the sun coming out. I wake up and I am grateful that I have the family that I have. And in the silence, it's not in speaking it, it's just in my silence, in my inner self, I speak gratitude and I enjoy the morning. I enjoy the quiet of the morning. It gives me a sense of peace. It gives me a sense of relaxation. And that is what I do first thing in the morning. The second principle this book talks about is affirmations. I know affirmations are starting to sound like a cliche, but for me, affirmations have been such a blessing. They've been such a game changer. I need my affirmations the way I need water. Every morning I wake up and I need to do my affirmations. I need to remind myself who I am. I need to remind myself the power I have. I need to remind myself that the day is going to be great. I need to remind myself that I'm indestructible. I start the day saying, today is the day the Lord has made. I'll be glad and rejoice in it. There's nothing that will be impossible. I am blessed. I am favored. There's abundance all around me. There's joy all around me. I'm the perfect partner for my perfect partner. I'm surrounded by grace. I am calm. I am peaceful. I treat everybody around me with kindness and with joy, and they treat me with the same back. I am joyful. Today is going to be a great day. And all these daily affirmations that I'm talking about, I have compiled them into a PDF that you can download below for free. There are 50 daily affirmations that I do personally. I got them from books, from audiobooks, from the Bible, and I've created them into a PDF. So click in the description box below. You'll definitely find a link and download it for free. This PDF is for free. I hope that it blesses you and then it helps you to start your day in the best way possible. To piggyback on that, I'll talk about one of the sayings in the book that I find so amazing. It's by Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali says, it's repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. Once belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. First, you have to speak affirmations out. And as you are speaking them out, automatically you start believing them. You start believing these things. And as you are believing them, things begin to happen in your life. Things begin to change in your life. So affirmations are so important. They are not once in a while thing to do or out of the blue things to do. They are things that you should say and repeat every single morning, every single evening. What I do now is I turn on an audio of affirmations and then I listen in my sleep. I just turn it on and I listen in my sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I say my affirmations again. Because as you are repeating it, your mind is also accepting it. Your mind is also believing it. And as soon as you believe, it becomes possible for you. And the affirmations also, just like we talked about with silence, doesn't have to be hours on end. It can be whilst you're brushing your teeth. It can be whilst you are sitting on the toilet seat. Listen to it, read it. Again, download for free my 50 daily affirmations in the description box below. The third principle in this book is visualization. Visualization is so important. As humans, we are visual beings. We are moved by visuals. I mean, that's the reason why our eyes are in front of us and not at the back of us. It's important for you to see what you want to become real in your life. That's why vision boards are important. That's why watching the right things are important. And one of the sayings in the book that supports this is by Sherry Carter Scott. And Sherry Carter Scott says, ordinary people believe only in the possible. Extraordinary people visualize not what is possible or probable, but rather what is impossible. And by visualizing the impossible, they begin to see it as possible. How powerful is that? When you visualize the best, the impossible, the things that in your mind you might think, how am I going to do this? But when you visualize it and you sit down with yourself and you see it, what helps me is I take pictures. I take pictures of the things that I see that I want to become my life. And now with Canva, you can create a vision board, print it out and put it somewhere in your house. You can paste it somewhere in your bathroom, in your kitchen, so that you can see it every day. So visualize the impossible and the impossible will become possible. The next principle Hal Elrod talks about in his book is exercising. Exercising is important. And I know as soon as we say exercise, we start thinking of the gym and we start thinking of like carrying heavy metals and all the things. No, it's like exercising is dependent on you and what your body can take, because we are all different. But it's important to exercise. It's important to move your body, move your arms. I read somewhere and I don't remember. I wish I remembered. I wish I could give a link or write it down here. But I read somewhere that rarely do humans raise up their hands if they don't have to. And I was like, wow, how many times do I actually just stand up to stretch? If I'm not stretching, that means my hands are always down, or they are writing, or they are typing. But we rarely stretch out our arms. And I found that so crazy, but true in my own life. It's important to move your body. Again, it doesn't have to be for hours. It can be for 20 minutes. It can be for 5 minutes. It can be for 3 minutes. Exercise. Do whatever you can do, whether it's dancing, do jumping jacks or push-ups. Start from somewhere. Start small. Don't all of a sudden if you've never been to the gym and you decide to go to the gym 5 times in a week, you're not going to follow through with it. You have to do something that is consistent and something that you will follow through with. And one of the sayings in the book is by Robin Sharma, and he says, I find it funny, but it's so true. If you don't make time for exercise, you probably have to make time for illness. And guys, if you've been sick, it's not fun to be sick. It's like it pauses everything you've planned, all the trips, all the jobs that you have to do, all the schedules that you have, all the programs. You can't do anything because you're sick. And if you don't make time for exercise, according to Robin Sharma, you will make time for illness. So let's exercise. The 5th point is reading. Reading. As a writer, you know that reading is going to be something that I'm definitely going to hammer on. We have to read this year. And I love that Hal Elrod talks about the importance of reading, because when you read, you get to know more. When you read, you get knowledge from someone else. You get to understand someone else's experience. You get to apply someone else's experience to your life. It also broadens your horizon, and it just gives you, not everybody loves reading, I understand, but for me, reading gives me joy. And you don't have to read the encyclopedia. Read something small. If the news icks you, don't read the news. Read something else that brings you joy. What industry do you love? Read about that industry, because by reading, you also exercise your mind, you exercise your brain. What I have been doing is I decided to read the New Testament all over again. I started last year. And so every day I make time to read a chapter from the Bible. I'm not always able to read a full chapter. Reading in the morning also activates your morning. It also makes you ready for the day, because you feel smarter, wiser. You feel like, yeah, I know something that I didn't know a few minutes before. I also read books, and this is why I'm able to share all these amazing principles with you, because I read this book and this book changed my life. Books can change lives. The last principle in the book is S, and the S stands for scribbling. I'm guessing making a W would not fit in the book, because imagine S-A-V-E-R-W just doesn't work the way S works. So scribbling is important. Waking up and then writing a few minutes in your journal. If you're someone who loves journaling, this should be easy for you. If you're someone who does not love journaling, that's okay. Just find one thing that you're grateful for and write it down. Every day, write down one thing that you're grateful for. When you wake up in the morning, write one thing you're grateful for. That's not going to take so much of your time, but that is going to change your whole day. So he talks about the importance of scribbling, making time to write, to journal. And I feel like it's not even just in the morning. So if you're able to do it also in the evening, at the end of the day, to write, this is what happened in the day that I'm grateful for. It really, really helps you in having the best day. So scribble, guys. So these are the lifesavers: silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribbling. These principles are tried and tested. You can check on YouTube, just type in Miracle Morning Routine, and you see so many videos of people saying how this has changed their lives. And these principles have really transformed my mornings and in turn transformed my days. And it's also made me a happier person, which then makes everybody around me also happy. So I hope that today I've been able to shed more light on this book. I hope you're going to grab your copy, because in as much as I've given a lot of information, there's so many good gems in this book. So grab your own copy. Again, I've created a 50 daily affirmation PDF that you can download for free in the description box below. Feel free to download it, share with your friends, share with people that you love. I hope that today I was able to bring you light and laughter and joy. I wish you all the best and see you in the next video. Bye!